Alright friends, it's T and I'm back with another video. It's on buff dudes, bro. I haven't done a video on buff dudes for quite a while, for quite a long time. But hey, I'm going to do a video anyways on him now. He says here, I tried Dorian Yates' back workout, muscle failure and beyond. Alright man, this channel is really crazy, but yeah, I don't know. This guy's nuts. But anyways, let's review this video.
So we're going to be trying Dorian Yates training today. It's going to be back. He is very well known for his back development. He is six-time Mr. Olympia, and very early on in his career, he adopted the high-intensity training, much like Mike Metzer before him.
Yes, Dorian Yates, he was six-time Mr. Olympia. But guess what? After the sixth Olympia, he quit. He retired. He never lifted a weight again, bro. Get it? You understand me? He doesn't look like that. But this guy, Buff Dudes, he's like literally chasing this dream of looking like Dorian Yates, which is insane. You understand me? It's crazy. And he's on, like, he's taking some, here's the funny part. He's taking something, lifting, and I know because I've watched this channel before. He's taking stuff and he's lifting weights in the gym, okay? Trying to chase this elusive dream forever. He's a typical gym slave, lifting slave, bro. This guy is the epitome of a lifting slave. What is he lifting for? He's not competing. He's not doing anything. These people, they competed, they made money, they made a name for themselves, and he's moved on. You understand me? This is insane to be stuck there forever. It's like me. People ask me, "Oh, you built your body way back." I learned how to finally build my body. I was about 29 years old when I truly, really discovered it. Money builds your body. You understand me? Money. Dorian Yates, he had to have some money and something, but he had drugs as well to build his body. So he used drugs and a little bit of money to build his body. But if you have money, you can literally build your body if you have money. But if you're going to a gym lifting weights like a lifting slave, you're never going to build your body. You're just totally wasting your time away. And you build it, and it's like this. Success is a very short window. You build it once and you don't come back ever again. You don't have to come back there. Or you can come back once in a blue moon, but it's not something you come back all the time to. Once you build something like real, you have it all the time. But if you build a fake Ferrari, it'll be worthless, okay? A replica, an artificial Ferrari, it'll be worthless. It'll never be the value of a real Ferrari. I'm sorry, man, it just isn't.
And Arthur Jones before him. So it's been around for quite a while, and it continues to be around. Now, we tried Mike Metzer's workout a while back, but today I'm going to be trying Dorian Yates.
Mike Metzer is another idiot, and he died, I think, at what, in his 40s or something? I don't know. He died young, okay? I'm even older than Metzer, and I'm still alive. He died young. Yeah.
Workout, and he made a little alterations to the Mike Metzer's version of high-intensity training, but it's generally very similar. It's going to be 1 to 2 warm-up sets, followed by 1 working set, where you go to failure and past failure, as Dorian Yates likes to say. It is not.
Yeah, he was taking drugs, doing this, going past failure, and there's a reason he was doing high-volume training. You understand me? And I'll explain it in a minute.
Just failure, it's even further. So he really pushed this hard, and you can see this in his video series, Blood and Guts, where he goes through his workouts. It's extremely...
Oh my God, Blood and Guts, that was... He made it. It was a show, bro. What part do you not understand? He was a he competed in a bodybuilding show. It's a show, bro. What part do you not understand? It's fake. It's artificial. The whole screaming and the lifting and 1 more rep, come on, and all that stuff. It was a show for the camera. You understand me? They dramatized it, okay, for the viewers. This guy thinks this shit's all real. The fake bodybuilding on the stage, the screaming and yelling on the video camera. Even when Ronnie Coleman made his videos, nothing but a peanut or lightweight baby, screaming and all that. It's a show, bro. Get it? What part do you not understand? This guy's delusional.
Intense, and as the name explains, Blood and Guts, he put everything into his training, and you can tell.
Oh my God, here we go, here we go. Oh, he put everything into his training, his blood and guts and all that. You think he really screamed and yelled like that in the gym, bro, when he was working out? Come on. He brought in a camera crew because he said he wanted to make he wanted to videotape this stuff, and they made a short episode. He said he's lucky he even has that because he wasn't going to film it.
So we're going to find out how difficult this is.
Nobody screams like that in a gym, bro. Come on.
I'm going to start off with some underhand seated pull downs.
Some artificial intelligence software.
So this first set here is just a warm-up. Warm-up, feel out, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a little bit...
You know, it's funny. He looks nothing in a t-shirt, in his shirt. He doesn't look like anything. You know what I mean? Which is kind of weird. I don't know, because he's not a small dude.
Higher repetitions, around 12 repetitions, 10 repetitions. Now, he typically would pyramid up with his warm-ups.
He was on steroids, you understand me? Creating artificial muscle growth. What part do you not understand? Steroids are not muscle building drugs. They are enhanced performing drugs. They enhance your performance. That's why people use them in sports. Hello? They're mostly widely used in sports. They're used more in sports than they're used in any kind of bodybuilding. They do use them in bodybuilding because that is a byproduct of using it, okay? Because when you're enhancing your performance, the performance is based on energy. And so it's going to draw more of this ATP, this glycogen in the muscle for ATP, okay? That's what it does. That's what they discovered. And we call that in science sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's a type of artificial muscle growth.
So he would start the lightest in the first warm-up. He would go up...
Okay, before we go on, I'll even prove it to you, all right? So you see these people in trained people. When trained people come in, muscle fiber hypertrophy. In response to 6 weeks high volume resistance training, that means going to failure, high volume, whatever you're doing. Everything in the gym is high volume. If you're chronically lifting, it's high volume, okay? You're an endurance athlete if you're coming in chronically and lifting. I don't care. So resistance training in trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And it's the majority of what these bodybuilders lifting heavy weights get is sarcoplasmic. I'm not saying that they didn't get some myofibular growth through these myonuclei, okay? Because they got some new adaptations lifting a heavier weight to get to 500 pounds lifts or bench presses or whatever, okay? They had to get an adaptation, but it's minute. It's small. It's very small, okay? So what is this? It's a type of artificial muscle growth, like it says there, sarcoplasmic, okay, for the visual aspect. So, but what does that adaptation part look like? Well, I could show you that too. The an adaptation just means you got something new, okay? You got a new adaptation, okay? Doing something that you didn't do before, that you were unaccustomed to doing or untrained, all right? That's all it means, man. I don't know, I passed a map here, hold on. Here it is. This famous map in nuclei overload. They're showing you untrained, first training satellite cell fusion, and then hypertrophy, okay? In order to get another adaptation like that, you have to be unfamiliar or unaccustomed, like they say there. They say untrained. So untrained will get this. Unfamiliar forms will get that. You understand me? And unaccustomed exercise will get you a new adaptation. So if you are a bodybuilder on steroids and it is giving you more force production, myocytic androgen receptor strength, more of this strength, and you're able to push heavier weight, then you're able to get maybe 1, 2, or 3 more of these adaptations, because only untrained, unaccustomed, and unfamiliar forms get this adaptation. Okay, man? You fucking get it? Yeah, man. Because this guy does not get it. You get that? You
so
get that, buff dudes? Did you fucking get that, buff dudes? All right. So what you're chasing there is absolutely fake muscles, because you're not taking steroids and you're not lifting exorbitantly, astronomically high amounts of weight to get those adaptations. You understand me? There you go. And the rest is sarcoplasmic because it's high volume training. The rest of whatever they get. So have you ever seen anybody get a newbie gain? Okay, what does it look like? 5 pounds maybe, if they're lucky, 4 or 5 pounds of muscle? Yeah, okay. So it's 4 or 5 pounds of muscle. Okay, so what are the next adaptations? You'll hear some of these steroid people. They'll tell you, like Victor Martinez, he'll tell you, I gained 5 pounds of muscle. Yeah, because that's the most you can get in an adaptation, in those adaptations, unless you try to keep getting more of those adaptations. You understand me? Unfamiliar, unaccustomed, and untrained. Shit, man. So the most these guys probably were carrying was maybe 5, 10, 15, I would say 20 pounds at the most, real muscle. And the rest of it, the other 85 fucking pounds, was like sarcoplasmic. Okay, man? If they were lucky. If they were lucky to get that 20 pounds, maybe 15 at the most.
The lightest in the first warm-up. He would go up in weight a little bit for his second warm-up, and then...
And why is that? Because it's protected by something called the repeated bout effect. Every time you get that adaptation, your muscles are protected by something called repeated bout effect phenomena. All right? All right, man? You understand me, man? Look. So, the repeated bout effect is an adaptation where a single, it's right here, you can see it PubMed, okay? Oh, fuck, I'll bring the whole thing up, screw it. So it protects muscle from a repeated bout of damage. Why? Because it's based here, it's an adaptation like it says there. See that? Adaptation. It refers to the adaptation. So if it's an adaptation, if you're now adapted to not getting any more muscle damage, then you have to get a new adaptation. You have to get unadapted to get a new adaptation, or you have to do something you're unfamiliar with, unaccustomed, or untrained. Gee Christ, man. Yeah, man, that's how it works. And as far as that strength that dude is getting because he's taking steroids to lift something heavy, it's based on this strength. Myocytic androgen receptor strength. So when you lift something, you get adaptations. Your body will adapt by giving you more of these androgen receptors. That's why you natural people can get stronger by lifting heavier weights, because you get an adaptation in androgen receptors. Okay, you get more receptors, so you get more strength. But steroid people, they're taking molecules binding to the androgen receptor and kind of suppressing certain things, other hormones, that way giving them more force production to lift something heavy. You understand me? For maximum force production. That's about it. And I don't want to talk about this no more. Let's watch the video, because it's
warm up, and then finally for his working set, he'd be at his max weight for around 6 to 8 repetitions. So this first one is going to be a little bit higher reps here. Slow and controlled, that's the way to do it. Dorian Yates explained as
slow and controlled. No, it's not. The pulling motion should be fast. The releasing motion should be slow. Okay, if you are focused on the eccentric exercise, but I usually move fast because I'm trying to target the type 2 muscle fibers, and those are fast twitch. So the question is, why would you go slow? Because some people are going fast, slow, because they're hitting the type 1. If you're a chronic lifter, again, you're an endurance athlete. There's nothing going on here for this guy's chronically lifting, bro. It's all in type 1 because of repeated bout effect phenomenon. Protects muscle. It goes in type 1. You get sarcoplasmic. You're an endurance athlete now. You are an enhanced endurance athlete, okay?
Well as Mike Mentzer as well, there's 3 forms of strength in many movements. This one in particular, which is going to be the concentric, the shortening of the muscle, which you're pulling.
3 forms of strength. What the hell are you talking about? Mike Mentzer was classified as nuts. He's autistic. He was crazy.
Down, the hold or the static. You're holding the weight into that, bottom position there, and then the eccentric.
Drug training will not get you the results. It will not get you the same results as somebody taking cosmetics in a person that is not taking a drug. It's not going to get you the same results. Christ.
The lengthening of the muscle, which is bringing the weight back up to the top position. The concentric usually is the weakest. The hold, stronger, and then now finally the eccentric is the strongest. So nice powerful movement on the way down, hold for a second or so, and then nice and slow eccentric on the way up. You can pyramid up a little bit here.
Yes, let me just keep chronically lifting so I can age myself 100 years.
You can do one more warm-up set before we get into the working set. And that one. lifting gear here.
Yes, he needs all this gear for lifting. Yes, handicap.
Still don't think I'm going to perform well.
I don't do that, and I don't lift often, and I'm not a chronic lifter. I'm a periodic lifter, and I'm very periodic at that. And when I do lift, it's usually very fast motions. Very, very, very fast. I don't waste my time. I keep moving and moving and moving all the time.
It's so easy to come into a gym, lift some weights, get a good pump. You know, that's great, but man, when you go all out, balls deep into a workout, man, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yes, there's nothing like wearing yourself out and aging yourself, okay.
Targeting the muscle, getting that mind-muscle connection, it makes a world of difference for sure.
He's targeting that muscle, mind-muscle connection. There's no such thing. People just say that because they have nothing better to say.
Not only in your workouts, but your development as well.
It's really simple. It's not based on the lifting. It's based on glycogen loading. So if glycogen synthesis exceeds this breakdown, then you're going to get these phony sarcoplasmic muscles to come on a lot faster. So you need a lot of money to eat a lot of that glycogen. Now, if you want to build real muscle, then protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown, but you also, it's not based on lifting a weight and chronically lifting, it's based on periodic lifting. So sarcoplasmic based on chronic lifting, and myofibrillar growth is based on periodic lifting. And there are different variations in getting this myofibrillar growth. There are different variations in getting that. And then the sarcoplasmic, well, yeah, it's just based on glycogen loading, bro. And lifting, how you're lifting. Just lift a lot. Lift often, a lot, and whatever.
Wasn't too bad.
Think about it. When people lift chronically, they use creatine. They come in the gym and they lift chronically. Creatine can be used as a catalyst to build muscle. It is amino acids. But when these people come in lifting chronically, your body is protected from repeated bouts of muscle damage. And so, yeah, it's an adaptation process. And so you're lifting, you're an endurance athlete. It's helping you so you don't get this damage, so you don't become weakened and stiff and fucked up and everything, because it thinks, well, you're repeatedly lifting like a factory worker. You need to be comfortable. Your body wants to make you comfortable so you don't get these micro injuries, so you don't build any muscle, so you don't get any, because micro injuries are based on building muscle, but you're not getting them. You're just lifting and you're getting sarcoplasmic hypertrophy because it's helping you not to get these injuries. You understand me? It's helping you. You're chronically lifting. You just don't realize that. You think, what? You think you're getting damaged all the time you come in the gym? You are. Hypoxia damage and oxidative, definitely oxidative damage. It's kind of the opposite what you're looking for. That's why it's aging the fuck out of you. You just don't realize it. You're just coming in to lift to age yourself 100 years. Why you want to do that for? Women don't want to look at your aged face like him. He's a young guy and he looks like he's 50. Fuck, he looks my age. I'm 56. He looks like me. I'm like, what the fuck? You understand me? He's like, what, in his 20s or something, late 20s? And me, I'm in my late 50s, and he's looking like me. What the fuck? It's crazy.
Time to go put weight. Going right on to the working set.
Yeah, man, this guy is a lifting slave, chasing something that is elusive. It's not there because it's made in a very short window. It's not something you keep coming in and doing forever.
The envelope of size for sure, and then ever since then it was more about a size race. Who could be the biggest? Obviously Dorian Yates' conditioning was on point. I think one of the terms that was coined about his conditioning was grainy. He just looked grainy, whatever that means. But
I hardly ever lift, but I always look like a bodybuilder walking around. I always look big. I got big arms, shoulders. I walk around because I built my body over 25 years ago. You understand me? I took the time out, got the money, built my body, and never went back to do it again. That's why some people say, oh, once they achieve their goals, they don't want to do it again. Yeah, that's the whole point. Once you achieve your goal, whatever your goal is, you're going there for a particular goal. You achieve that goal, and it's done. It's time to do something else, not stay there forever. The same goal, lifting forever, like Prophet Fear, lifting and lifting hell, gym slave.
When you really look at his physique, his condition, I mean, he was just sharp, you know. So he definitely left his footprint on bodybuilding for sure, even today.
Yes, he left his footprint on bodybuilding, but guess where he is now? He's retired in Spain, enjoying himself on the coast, bro. And what are you doing? Look at your face. Look at your face. What are you doing? Suffering, man. You're suffering, bro. Come on. Look at that face, bro. Does he look like he's enjoying himself? Come on.
Which is pretty inspiring to anyone in his work ethic as well.
Yes, it's pretty inspiring that he made it and then he retired and never came back to bodybuilding ever again. What does Dorian Yates look like now? There's Dorian Yates on stage. See, that's what he looked like. Competition, artificial competition. That's what they were using it for. They took drugs. This is what he looks like now. He's like, what, 60? This is what he looks like now.
Yeah, with the bag, right? Carried on stage, the yellow bag, the duffel bag, either way. You were working on bodybuilding.
Does he look like that, like when he was Mr. Olympia? Absolutely not. Even buff dudes looks bigger than Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates is not lifting any weights, okay? Because he knows he's not stupid. He did it as a job. It's not something he cared about. He did it as a competition to make a name and make money. The only reason, you see this one now, it says here, Dorian Yates 2023 and Mr. Olympia, a speech, he was giving a speech there. Yeah, because he got back into this thing because money. He needs money. It's costly to live in Spain. He needs to make money, bro. Yeah, that's the only reason why he came back, giving lectures, talking to people about bodybuilding and stuff. I'd do the same thing too if I needed that. I'd do it too. Why not? He's got the name. He is Mr. Olympia 6 times. He's got clout. It's time to make money. But he's not using his body to make money. You understand me? He's using the name that he made in bodybuilding.
Thank you. Like, honestly, your mindset, your focus, the way you're athlete driven, you think way different than the average bodybuilder, which is the way I think athletes should be.
Listen to the guy speaking. Your mindset, this, that, how you're driven. What do you think of the average bodybuilder? Yeah, they're talking about competitors. The average bodybuilder, people that compete. They're not talking about average people out there in public that want to pretend and I want to look like Mr. Dorian walking around in the street. You're crazy. Never going to happen. I say you could come close, look a certain way like I did. I pretty much got there, looking a certain way. But it wasn't like Mr. Olympia, okay, caliber. I didn't take any drugs or anything. So, yeah, I just was brutally big and whatever. And then that's it. That's it. You build your body, and then that's it, bro. It's over.
Or zoned in, or the mindset's just...
I always approached it as a sport. Always at the start, it was a sport for me.
See? Sport. Approach with mindset. So, this guy, I don't know. Look at him suffering here like crazy.
Gotta be honest, that was a little difficult to go into failure on that particular exercise. It just made his body and said that's really the only way to do it. Another guy, high volume training, that's how they built their physique.
I like how he said high volume training there built his physique. Hold on a second. Let's watch him here with the cables.
Guys, try to target and isolate those posterior deltoids. Funny, when I was a kid, you know, I just looked at all the muscle mags, see all these bodybuilders over the years from the 60s to the 90s to the 2000s. And it was inspiring seeing these guys, how big they were, how they trained. You always wanted to kind of do what they did, hoping one day you would look like them. That was really...
What? You were going to train like that? I saw these magazines and I was going to train and hope to be like that one day, like them in the magazine? You're crazy, man. They took drugs and they were competing in a competition, in a fake competition, and taking fake drugs and creating fake muscles, okay? And their training was fake too. You just literally went in the gym and you just pumped yourself up, okay? Like a bicycle pump. What are you talking about? It's just as bad as synthol injections.
Before I knew about steroids and how...
Oh, this is before he learned about steroids. Wake up call, hello. They took steroids. They took cosmetics to build this fake body, okay.
All of them use it. And that can be very discouraging.
Yes, they all use it. Can be very discouraging, yes. They all use it. Have you seen, what's his name? Kevin Levrone, when he's off his drugs? He looks nothing. Yeah, it can be discouraging.
I think in one aspect, because you're like, well, I'll never look like that. And what training really works.
And you never will look like that because it's not based on training. It's not based on training, you idiot. What training did they use?
It's because one guy says high intensity training made his body and said that's really the only way to do it.
Yeah, high intensity training is going to magically create that body, not the food or the money to get the food and all that and a bunch of stuff, or even the steroids to create that phony body. Like I'm saying, if you want to create it real, you need a lot of money and food, okay, and time, money, and food. But to create that fake body, what do you need? Drugs, some drugs, a little bit of food, some drugs, and then go to the gym and pump. But this guy is delusional. Look, listen to him. He thinks it's based on some kind of training. Like he thinks that these weights have magic powers in the gym. If you just go like this, something's gonna happen, and nothing is gonna happen. That's why natural people, they're all up in arms at the gym, screaming about fake natties because they suck. These natties suck.
Another guy, high volume training. That's how they built their physique. But really, without steroids, what would the...
High volume training is how they built their physique. No. They built their physique. They took drugs, bro. They took drugs, and that helped them to absorb more of these, create more of these sarcoplasmic, fake, phony muscles. That's how they did it. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to break the news to you, buff dudes. But yeah, that's reality of things, like what I showed you in those reports. Yeah, man.
They look like on the same training. Yeah. So it's really hard to kind of navigate through all the information, especially from someone...
You're chasing a pipe dream.
...that uses performance-enhancing drugs. And, you know, I feel like in a lot of ways, just try all types of training. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to benefit you.
Yeah, you could try all types of training forever, but guess what? It isn't based on... Well, look, I can't tell you doing specific things will get you adaptations. But that's not how they built their body, okay? That's not how they did it. They didn't experiment with a whole bunch of training. They just went in and lifted a bunch of weights, okay? And then they took steroids and it pushed them to lift heavier because the molecules bind with androgen receptor, giving them more maximum force production. Just like a woman picking up a car off her kid, she gets an influx of this adrenaline rush and she can lift a 6,000-pound car. It's chemical strength, bro, chemical strength.
If you do it correctly, if you make sure you recover enough, if you work out and perform the exercises, you know, to proper form, the right nutrition, and even if you're looking at these guys that have...
Yeah, sure, the right nutrition, if you work out proper and everything, you're going to look like that guy on the stage. Sure you are, yeah. Of course, yes, buff dudes, yes. That's why you're looking like Dorian Yates, lifting for what? Your entire life right now.
Done steroids or do steroids, you can still be inspired by them, by their training philosophy.
Yeah, sure, yeah, they were on steroids, but you can be influenced by inspired by their philosophies and all their phony, fake philosophies of injecting something in their ass. Sure, we can.
Their hard work, you know, that is still very inspiring a lot.
Yes, their hard work. What makes it look hard? Because they took a molecule, it gave them more force production to lift heavier, so it looks more impressive to you in a gym because some guy took steroids to lift something heavy. So yeah, their work ethic, and then they got these phony muscles. They blew up like balloons through sarcoplasmic. And then when they went off, they're all flat and small and everything. Very inspiring to go look at these bodybuilders today. They look nothing like when they competed. If anything, they look worse than when they started. Yes, very, very inspiring. I want to be inspired by Kevin Levrone, where he lost all his gains fast after he went off his steroids. He looked like a bag of shit. Sure, it's very inspiring to look like that.
ways, and a lot of times just watching them work out and them train makes you want to go into the gym and train as well. So
yeah, watching them train makes you want to go and train. And guess what? You will never lift that heavy as they are, because you need to take the steroids that they did. You need to take those drugs to lift that heavy like they did. Unless, of course, you know how to get more adaptations through real training, but you don't even know that. You're too stupid, because you keep following these fake bodybuilders. You haven't found the real way to build a body naturally. There is a way to build natural muscles, but there's also a way to build it fakely too.
For me, it was pumping iron when I was a kid. I watched that.
Yeah, why do you think they call it pumping iron? Because it was based on the pump, get it? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, glycogen loading, based on the pump, bro, get it? That's why they call it pump. That's why they call it that.
Like crazy. A lot of times just to also figure out how to work out, how my form should be on squats or on bent over rows or whatever. Watch Arnold do it, watch Lou Ferrigno do it.
Yeah, have you seen Lou Ferrigno and fucking Arnold when they're not even taking even TRT? They look like dog shit, bro. Even Arnold isn't Arnold without his steroids. He's nobody without his steroids, and neither is Lou Ferrigno, okay? They're a bunch of nobodies.
I didn't know those guys were on steroids, and honestly,
he didn't know that they were on steroids? Give me a break, man. When I looked at those magazines and I saw those people, I said to myself, that's artificial. Right away. It's an instinctual thing. You knew it was fake, okay? You knew it was fake. It's no normal person could do that. Now, if you could lift a weight and get like that from lifting a weight, just lifting a weight in the gym, then everybody would be doing it. Everybody.
Change my opinion? Probably not, because it's so motivating to see guys train, see how hard they worked out, and seeing that camaraderie as well. So.
Oh yeah, they were training so hard, camaraderie, this and that. Man, you never seen anything. These people train. It's really lazy. They only made a show and pumping iron for the camera. Christ, just like Dorian Yates. If you really see them training, they don't train like that at all in gyms, bro. It's bullshit. They just do it for the camera.
I just wanted to kind of put my 2 cents in there, because I know a lot of people will watch our videos. One, they'll either accuse us of taking steroids, which we never have, never will. But two,
I don't know. Have you taken steroids? You say you haven't, you this, you don't want to be accused. I don't know if you're not taking steroids or you are. Okay, I'm going to have to take your word for it.
A lot of people are like, well, you're training on...
You're wasting your time anyways.
Dorian Yates program, you're trying to... He used steroids. I know, he did, definitely. But
here's the thing. I don't even know what you're eating, okay? You live in the U.S., and a lot of the food is injected with hormones. So you don't even know exactly what you're doing. Those chickens you've been eating, I heard a baseball player a while back in the States. He said he attributed his performance to eating chicken. He ate a lot of chicken. Well, they found out that the chickens were injected with hormones. That was what was improving his performance and his look. So whatever you're eating, have you checked the food that you're eating if it's not been injected with fucking hormones or clenbuterol or something? Because they're feeding them drugs, and so that's going to translate to you if you eat it.
It's still cool to try the same type of training to see how you react to it and how you feel on it. Okay.
In Canada, they're a lot more stricter when it comes to that. They're not putting these hormones and clenbuterols and things in these birds and in the cows and everything, whatever else, in these animals, and then you ingesting it. Yeah, they're very strict here. But I don't know, in the U.S., they're not so strict, and every state has its own law. So it all really depends what province, what state, wherever you are. I don't know.
My spiel is over. Ooh. Gotta be honest, that was a little difficult to go into failure.
You don't look particularly like you're unnatural to me, but whatever. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. But it looks like you could be carrying, like I say, you could be, according to your training, what I'm listening to, it's sarcoplasmic.
On that exercise, it just didn't feel the best, but we still got it done. Now we're moving on to some bent over lateral raises with the dumbbells.
All right. More torture.
Out off with some deadlifts.
Deadlift.
You're getting that extreme high intensity in there.
Let's see the deadlift. He looks extremely uncomfortable. Like he really hates this. Punishment at its worst. That's why I don't like to stress my body or punish my body or punish myself doing these things, because I know they're extremely stressful. Yeah, he's really uncomfortable. These are your body doesn't like this, and you don't like it yourself, and you know you don't. But you like to punish yourself because this is mental illness, bro. This is what I would call people are mentally ill. When I see people going to the gym repetitively, there's people that go every day. They live in the gym practically. These young guys, they live in the gym. They're there every single day. One time I went in there to see who comes in every day, and it was the same people coming in every day. And I say, these people are gym slaves. They are lifting slaves. Me, I don't come in often. I come in every 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 1 month, maybe in 2 weeks, one time here and there, sporadic lifting. And it's mostly based on for things that I'm unfamiliar doing or unaccustomed or I'm kind of untrained at that point. The longer I go away, the more untrained I am. That's about it. But my natural strength usually sticks around. Now, yeah, for sure, I'm suffering from some nerve damage I had a couple years ago. I went for so many tests. I went for 4 MRIs. I had a lot of problems. But that still didn't completely set me back. You know, it did, of course, fuck me up. It could screw you up if you have nerve damage. But in reality, I still have a good amount of natural strength. Natural, I'm talking about natural strength, bro. Just didn't really ever go away for decades. I could just literally come off the street into a gym 5 years later and still squat 500 without practicing. You know what I mean? Could bench 400, could squat 600 without practicing. Can you do that? See what I mean? Can you do that? Did you build yourself so that you have natural strength so you don't have to keep practice strength, doing practice strength all the time, going to a gym, being gym slave? Huh? Are you?
A little bit lower volume. And he would usually he would say around 3.5 hours in the gym each week. So these workouts went quick. Shorter rest times, lower amount of sets, but all the same, you're getting that extreme high intensity in there going all.
Yeah, 3.5 hours is a long session in a gym. Very long session. Did he say he came back the very next day? I don't know. Depends on what he was doing, what he was trying to accomplish. He knew something.
All out, failure and beyond, baby.
Instincts tell you failure and beyond. Instincts tell you a lot of things. Dorian Yates said when he did his legs, he could barely sit on the toilet seat for over a week. He was in so much pain. So he didn't lift that whole week if he was in pain for sure, because he followed his instinct. He knew his muscles were damaged. So he did that's why he looked denser than a lot of other bodybuilders, because he did discover how to get more of these adaptations through muscle injuries. So his muscles would be dense and not watery, filled with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's why he beat the competition. He never had the best, I would say the sexiest look on stage, but it was brutally dense, bro. And when he came in dry, I mean, he'd kill everybody in bodybuilding. He'd even knock out, what's his name, Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, Ronnie Coleman's known for lifting crazy heavy too. And so did what's his face, Dorian Yates. He did too lift heavy, okay? They all lifted heavy for high reps. But I'm just saying, the showmanship, whatever, I'm saying Dorian Yates was much more dense than Ronnie Coleman. It was much more dense. Yeah, that's all. Because that's what he was focused on. And it just looks dense. I just know that Dorian Yates would beat Ronnie Coleman. You're all going to say, well, Ronnie Coleman's the king. Wow, because he hung around for another 2 years? So what? He hung around for another 2 years, and Dorian Yates, he retired because he said, I already got enough injuries. That's enough for me. Yeah.
And I felt it in this workout. Huge thanks to Dorian for the inspiration. And now the second time trying out high intensity training, I think each time I fall more and more in love with it because...
Look, man, I was never inspired by any of these bodybuilders. That's not why I took up lifting weights. So they never inspired me, and I never had their posters on my wall. If anything, I put posters of hot women on my wall. I never had any guys on my wall, man. I don't know why people would put a guy on their wall and follow these guys. Bodybuilding and all these things, usually it's mostly followed by guys. So you're impressing men out there. Women are not impressed by this stuff. They're not impressed. They don't really care too much. And the ones that are, they must be sick in their mind or something happened to them. I don't know, delusional event.
This is one hell of a workout. Oh, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like these in the future,
Yes, if you want to see more punishment in the future, just keep watching his channel. I'll see you in the next one. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Yeah. Dorian Yates back workout, muscle failure, and beyond. See you in the next one. Ciao.